Let's see. There's the sovereign who runs this outpost. He didn't expect his outpost to be invaded, but now that you're working with their... It's their last line of defense. Once their guardian falls, they'll surrender. The outpost belongs to your tribe now. He says you made them weaker, but they won't give up. Your Sifu thanks you. Your tribe is growing stronger. Thinks you did a great job. Finding things both here and there. There's no time to look back. Too busy moving on. It worked. Not nearly enough scrap yet. Think of the things you could build. It suits you. Now you're ready to break anything. made a good thing better. That might... Not enough resources for that yet. Says you under... Let's see. Even in the summer, there's snow in the mountains. They've been waiting for you. The plan is to fling you over the wall with a sling lobber. However, he wants you to secure a hard hat first, should anything go wrong.
Hello?
It's better you go and find one for yourself. It can't be too much trouble, though. It's one size fits all. staff up. Heroes are only heroes for others, but they do the work, or they're heroes to no one. That's something. A ring-dinger from the yesterdays. A thingamabob used to pling six. Seems the keys need to be in sequence to make the ring-dinger work. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Sometimes no message is a message. You need to get the keys in sequence. So, the technology from yesterdays is still here today, even if its message is getting old. That better be rain. It's time to set the rival tribe free. Inflict as little damage. Convincing the Sifu that peace between... That's a fire starter. The dry grass looks like it would ignite easily. You just need to create a spark to light a fire. It burns brighter than the light. On guard. Bullseye. Spin that stick. Wow, wow, wow. Right between the eyes. Killed that one. It's harder for others to see you in the dark. The battering bonker looks like a great way to get through the gate. Bet you just need to knock and it'll open up. That's bonkers. The Netra tribe values liberty and is striving to protect freedom. They want to continue with each tribe being responsible for their own and believe that uniting the tribes is the only way you can survive. He was hoping it wouldn't end this way. There's no reason to fight instead of uniting. It would be fighting over nothing. He thinks being likable isn't enough. If fight is all you do, he can't stand by you. He's realized a peaceful end to this would be best. He'll entrust the fort to you. The rival Sifu is defeated, and the destiny of their tribe is in your hands. You are free to choose their fate, but not free from the consequences of your choice. He'll leave it up to you to decide the fate of the rival Sifu, but suggests you be merciful. Thinks it's a good gesture to offer support to others when you can see that they need it. And with that, you're spinning your own fate, good or bad, never to be undone. Side by side they'll stand until order and stability is reinstituted. He's gotten news that the other tribes have realized there are no winners in this war. There's no purpose in antagonism. All three of them believe your tribe has grown strong enough to unite them. It's clear your efforts have been successful. There's light at the end of the tunnel. The tribes are tired of war and will remember the one who brought them peace, whether you decide it'll be now or later. So, do you want to end the war now or continue the crusade? He agrees. Better save your energy for something meaningful. It's the Netra claw chain. He knows things that you need to know. Says the Tree of Life reflects the state of our world. If you're looking for goop, check out the Subnautica station. He knows things that you... Good thing the forest trees don't have monsters gnawing their roots. Got that. There it is, the Tree of Life. The idea that all life is related by common descent, where the twigs are existing species and those produced in the past represent the succession of the extinct. The tree's great branches were once budding twigs, a connection between the past, present, and future. A representation of all extinct and living species with its ever-branching and beautiful ramifications. We are an evolution of those that came before. This is Dixie's goods. There's an outfitter and an upgrade bench dangling in that little... Says the shop holds some... Came out on top. Those are the kind of things you need. A fresh start with fresh scrap. Try not to get turned around in the dark. You've got nothing left. Sometimes what you'll see doesn't feel real until it brings you back to that particular moment, like stepping into a time machine. It's hard to shake these memories and their accompanying feelings. Our brains play tricks on us, so it will take effort to avoid them. However, there's no doubt that what you remember makes your future different. So, you remembered the automaton's power-up feature. That's a boost. The sky is as bright as it's going to be. That's some sharp wood scrap there. Watch for splinters. Let's see. It's a place well hidden. It's just below the above. Out of Date's impressed you made it this far, but there's still so much left to do. The end of the world is still on everyone's minds. You've beaten a path where you have the power to destroy or save everyone. Question is, what you'll do with that responsibility. He can sense that your heart beats steadily and acknowledges that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Thinks it's important that you remember who you are and where you came from. Someone without knowledge of their history and origin is like a tree without roots. He promises he'll be there for you. Just come talk to him beneath the tree if you're feeling lost. Out of Date says there's a time for everything. And now there's no use thinking of the past, for it's gone. Think of the present, because that's where you are. It's time to set your priorities as the one who completes things. If you continue to do good, good will follow you. If the world really does end, there won't be anywhere to run. So he's prepared for the worst, something he calls the Ark. He hopes you're right. He gets that you mean the journey continues either way, but personally he wants the tree to survive. Out of Date says there's no clear record of the chain of events that changed the course of history and brought the world to its knees.
Candida duela bofo.
He's found evidence on the Ark, records of a crisis, decades of contamination that permeated the ground and broke its inner core.
Yuba doluwawa.
The contamination disrupted what we now know as key energy, the life force that runs through all things, living and inanimate.
Ka nuka nuburak tuloya voto lola.
He's been told the blight affected everything at a genetic level and turned our perception of normality on its head.
Papa mofobak mao maoya koyevun tuvun bunun.
It was only those that changed that avoided extinction, proving that the possibility for survival and renewal was real.
Mauketo tul atu iamanao.
He understands you are curious about the ship at the foot of the tree. He says it surfaced when the oil broke through the ground.
Vunko vuntu.
The Ark predates the back-in days, and now, after years of study of the manuals he found inside, he believes he's figured the ship out.
Vunko vuntu.
The Ark has room for 4 more, and he trusts you'll apply wisdom to your compassion and choose whom to save if the world comes to end.
Muk bebuk koyetu koweboy.
He'll keep the seats open, and you are free to invite up to 4 others to join you in the Ark in the event of a cataclysm.
Koyetu koweboy. Muk bebuk.
Out of Date says that from what he's heard, you've been busy.
Empaso to bubu bukoye.
He says he appreciates what you've done so far, but unfortunately he's got urgent news from his friend Goop in the southeast.
Mauketo tolu ayadre. Ya, savoita mua.
Out of Date says that even though he's unsure about your intentions, he hopes you'll support Goop.
Evunko tu buvum mopu far kobi.
He says he'll point you in the right direction, but finding Goop and making sure he gets what he needs is up to you. That's the sound of impending doom. Out of Date's premonitions of imminent disaster are true. The Porky-Puff needs to be handled.
Tolu mawawanya.
Out of Date says that Goop is worried now that the Southeast World Eater is stepping up its activity.
Kobwa yake. Papa mofobak. Farfarifyo. Tuka kubu.
He explains that Goop is working on a goo-gliding vessel in order to get to the World Eater, but needs help to get it done.
Atu awa ya muk bebuk.
Out of Date suggests that you should head southeast as fast as possible and see what you can do to help.
Mauketo tul atu iamanao.
He wonders what's on your mind.
Mauketo tul atu iamanao.
Says you'll meet again. Such a bright day to wander around in. That there's Subnautica Station. Goop flounders around in there. Let's see.
Yangu, Azetawa, Yukimako, Zurakia.
Gulpo ain't the easiest tongue, but I think he says he's happy to see a friendly face. Not too many of those around these days. Says it's good to see you again. He's Goop. You might remember him from the old days when he tried to teach you how to swim. Goop says you were always so righteous as a child, and he can still feel it, even at a distance. Goop says memories fade surprisingly fast. We are all pieces of what we remember. It's only together we can remember the story as it was. He can't tell you much as he didn't want to hear anything about it. He can't understand how someone could be so vicious, even though he knows there are reasons behind it. Goop says our memory keeps things for us and protects them until we are ready to face them again. He understands you've returned to face Lupa-Lupin. That's the destiny you've been carrying within yourself all these years. He says that the catastrophe back then didn't vanquish the good in you. It's still there, as bright as when you were a child. Now the time has come for you to remember and act. Your life. He understands why you seek revenge, but he doesn't think you realize how that'll make you feel once you claimed it.
See? On my side. Go, dog, go!
First instincts can be truly awful.
The fun thing is always the right thing.
Next time, look at it with a clear heart.
Darkly dark, dark.
Says life on the goo is wide open. You have so many choices of where to go. Some harder than others, of course. Which kind do you like? Best to stick close to the shore then, where the goo isn't so deep. That's like being close to your friends who can help when things go wrong. Can hardly believe the world is going to make it. Wonders what that's going to do to the goo. Thanks you for doing everything you could to de-goop the surf. Thinks the Myriad made a good match with you. You're both like sunshine on the surf. Never seen any brighter. Shine on. But hey, back to the goo. Knows yesterday is already gone. It's what you do today and tomorrow that'll move you forward. You need to set the past aside, at least for now. He can't leave the Subnautica station as the pollution has worn down the insulation of his suit. so you must salvage enough scrap to fix up his goo glide, starting with the old wreck box outside. You should return when you've retrieved the scrap. There's no time to waste if you want to make the goo glide strong enough to fight the Porky Puff. You're lucky that way. There's still cargo left on the shores from before the apocalypse. His best guess is a tower tanker hit a reef and went under. Next time, bring a life preserver. Tippy tapper. Just a few moves left. Make them count. It's a new day to you. Might as well enjoy it. Tapped hard. You need to line up the switches so they match. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. Toxanol's offshore drilling caused oily matter to spread with the rain and contaminate both the groundwater and open surf. The long-lasting effect this had on the evolution of wildlife was, as we know now, the only reason we came to exist. It's not getting any brighter. He's got the goo glide functional. You'll have a pull hook and a salvage net, but no armor, and an engine strong enough to break through the thick goo further out. There's debris floating around on the surf that might be blocking your path or needs to be towed. That means you'll need a device so you can get it out of your way. Goop says Gizmo's devised a cannon for the goo glide, but instead of bullets, it flips quacks, squeaky distractions for the triple attentive porky puff, which will give you time to get yourself in position. The best way to find quacks is to talk to Gulp. He has the bearings of the surf archipelago and knows where the quacks like to float. This means you'll have the privilege of visiting Gulp in the Sinky Dink. He'll be able to give you directions to where you'll find quacks. He's not sure, but the quacks are probably a leftover from a cargo surfer that went under in the olden days. The squeaky material must have made them surface when their box broke. There's no better way for the waves. Welcome to the Surf Archipelago, where the horizon rests on the surfy goo. You're poking around Hockbur, a prime village. This here is the Sinky Dink, home of Gulp, at the very least. Back on your own 2 feet?
Ja.
He's pretty sure he's heard of you before, although the details are maybe a little hazy. He wonders if you have something for him to drink. Points out that he's hungry too, but always thirsty for more. Says you look like you've got a powerful thirst to do something in this world. Good, bad, not really sure, but it seems like you've been drinking in your destiny and liking the flavor. Wonders if you could take the time to help a man slake his own thirst. You'd be doing him a liquid solid. You're a do-gooder, so you know you want to. Either way, he hopes you find a way to wet your whistle before the world comes to an awful dry end and leaves us all thirsting for more. Says life's like a mystery drink. Sometimes it's amazing, and sometimes it's awful. But either way, you can't stop drinking till you're dead. Sure, but that's nowhere near as quick and easy. Who wants to stop to chew? Wants to raise a glass to you getting fate is sees why you joined up with the Myriad. They like a peaceful drink, just like you. But who? The drink helps him forget the state the world is in, but it only lasts until tomorrow. The world is still... Figures the real problem is finding something to drink. He wants you to know he has other interests too. He's the Surf Archipelago's self-proclaimed ornithologist, for example. There are other ways than a cold drink to relieve stress, even in these dark times, and, fortunately for you, he can help. Watching Pippi's flap is calming, but better yet are the ones you can look at and touch, like quacks. Squeezing them is a great way to relax. Says he read that in an old world book. It means you're an expert of all living things that flap and tweet. We all share. Let's see.
Accueillir une bombardure.
The Quack Hollow. It's just loonly. Ring up those rungs. We're all heroes of our own stories. Or so we hope. Nothing simple. Need a key. Locked. Home stretch. Guess you still want more than that. and use a machine gun when shooting in the dark. You need to line up the switches so they match. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. The world is full of secrets waiting to be uncovered. That was fun. Found some e-waste. Worthwhile. Ah, plastic scrap like that always comes in handy. That's enough quacks to sustain the Googlide flipper with infinite ammunition. Goop says he was there when the Porky Puff took Out-of-Date's leg, so this World Eater has made it personal. After that, Out-of-Date started using his head instead of his legs and came up with the plan on how to best make a stand against the World Eaters, and it wasn't by foot. That's how he got tasked with rebuilding the Googlide. He seems happy to talk. You need to help Goop defeat the Porky Puff before it destroys the southeast route. Says you seem all right and wishes there was something they could do. Hopes. He seems happy to talk.